All right, this is Gabe, and I'm here with longtime friend of the show, longtime personal friend, period, Dezi.
Hi, I'm Dezi. So thanks, Gabe.
We haven't seen each other well, I haven't interviewed you like what, maybe a year and a half.
Probably like King Kong. I think the last maybe.
Well, last time we hung out, last time I interviewed you, I think was
It was like last year. It
yeah.
was last year. Yeah.
So, what can you tell us about what Cave Inc. has been doing since then?
Well, I was trying to figure stuff out. We're doing a lot of proposals for movie stuff on the side, and we have one guy, Jeff, really working hard on this movie webcomic, published comic thing that I probably shouldn't divulge because he's still working on it. But I was going to work for that. We're still trying to figure out the digital stuff, but I just posted. I just did my own book, just me, called Beside the Still Water. Beside the Still Water. Forgot the title. And we've just posted that online at cavedrawinginc.com for free. You can read the whole book. We updated our bios, and we have links to everyone's website now. And it's a little bit more organized, and we've been doing a lot more stuff behind the scenes. So haven't posted as much stuff, but I'm really proud of the new book, and I think everyone's going to be coming out with some cool stuff in the next year or so.
Now, what can you tell us about the book?
It was based on my girlfriend had a nightmare, and I never remember my dreams. And it's these great, epic nightmares that kind of make sense. So I was like, this is before we were dating. So it's like, I am going to draw your nightmare and not tell you. So I did, and then she started getting involved, and I was really playing with mediums and coloring and tones and using a lot of watercolor. And I have a really good friend, Tom Crankenbush, who worked on Rise of the Outlanders, but that would be perfect for writing. So I wrote it, I drew it, then gave it to him and said, here, do whatever you want with it. And so it's a very small, very simple ghost story based on this nightmare, but I hope it's entertaining. I think it's cool. I mean, I'm proud of it. So.
How awkward was that when she was looking at your stuff like, what is that? Oh, nothing.
Well, she kind of forgot for a bit, and then started showing what I was doing. She ended up being like really supportive. But what's great about her is that the first character sketches were completely different than what she had in her head. So it was like, oh, is this what you're doing? It's like, no, it's this. And so it was like she was almost my editor. Like there was the second to last page I did, and she's like, I don't like it. It's like I love all this, I don't like that. And I'm like, I hate redoing stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna redo it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm fine with it. And then a day later, I'm like, I'm gonna just redo it. Fine. But it came out like 10 times better.
So did she get like assistant editor credit?
I said thanks. She got a creator credit, not so much an editor credit. Also, the first print run I had a spelling mistake, so the text could have been a little bit better with editing that.
That was very awkward.
It's corrected. It's more professional now.
Now you drew this one?
I drew it, colored it, lettered it, which took forever. I showed it to a bunch of letterers, and it took me 3 weeks to letter it, and there's a fine art to lettering, and I give those guys, I gave them credit before, I give them so much more credit now.
What was the hardest thing to lettering then?
Yeah, because that was the most foreign. I hate doing it, I'm slow at it, and there's this whole thing where I never realized the tails had to point to the mouths, and it's weird, it's something, but if you look at lettering, the tail always comes from the center of the balloon.
Okay.
There's an arc, and you always want to try to get it pointing to the mouths as much as possible. Obviously, sometimes, especially in a Bendis or Jeff John thing, that doesn't always happen, but that's what those guys really try to do, and compositionally, it's very, very difficult.
So how long did it take you to figure out how to letter then?
I would do it, I'm like, oh, I think it's good, and I would show it to someone no, and then your spacing's off, and I do it again, this is off. So it ended up taking 3 weeks, and by the end of it, at the point, I'm like, okay, I think this is good enough. So it's it's good enough, but you gotta give it sequence and style.
Now this time around, you're using watercolors as opposed to when I first saw you at Psycho's End was very, I want to say, heavy inks.
It was inks and gray tones and actually some ballpoint pen. This was ink and it's just blue monochromatic watercolors, and I'm working on something now that's a fully painted acrylic, which is taking forever. I don't know what's going to become of it, but yeah, it keeps changing.
Now, for people who don't know, how is, how does each material, each type of coloring differ from each other? Like the way the water, the grades.
The process is different. The way you approach it has to be different. I mean, you know, you can get certain effects in watercolor that are easier to get, more random than say Photoshop. And Photoshop runs the gamut, but you know, you know, I realized I really like wet medium and I like drips and like spatter and you know, I like trying to almost use the watercolor and even Photoshop to like abstract things.
Okay.
Like I like making abstract marks and hopefully not going overboard.
So the water then works good for like dream sequences.
Yeah, or like water. It works great for water, and you know it's quick. You know you can get a big tone really quickly.
Now, for anybody who wants to check out the book, where can they pick it up?
You go to DeziSienty.com or CaveDrawingInc.com. Right now, you can read it for free. And eventually, I'm doing a redesign of my website, so eventually I'll have it for sale there for printed versions. Or if anyone just wants to email me, which is, you know, I'll be more happy to, you know, sell it to them. But eventually, I've been really lazy about getting the PayPal on it. But the most important thing is, you know, if you have a shot and you feel like just read it, check it out. I would love any comment, positive or negative. I just kind of want people to see it.
Now, you actually work in the industry.
Yeah, I work at DC Comics doing pre-press.
So how does that, you know, life makes like, you have your personal and professional life where you're trying to write your own books, and then you're working in your other life, scanning.
The good part about it is everyone I work with are comic artists, and some have done more professional work than others. They're all amazing and they're all very supportive. So that's the good part about it. Yeah, it's a little weird. You got to keep it separate, and you obviously don't want to abuse where you work. But it's a fine line where you're also, like, I've been so shy because I published under different names. I've been so shy about working there. So now this is the first time I'm like, you know, I think it's okay. I think it's okay to have my name out there. As long as I'm not representing DC Comics and I'm representing myself, I think it's okay. I hope it's okay.
Now, everybody talks about, like, oh my God, I would love to work for DC Comics, blah, blah, blah. Is it really that much of a dream job?
It's fun. When I got it, it's a dream job. But you can't be content with just that. You know, you need to figure out, what I've been very concerned, you need to figure out what you do well. You know, and follow that dream. And yeah, it's a great gig.
And like, how fun is it going around all these cons, working, having your own booth?
I love being behind the table. I love seeing guys like you, and I love just drawing for kids and talking to people, and it's just encouraging. You know, you do something when you're in a vacuum, and you're like, is this stuff really good, or can you respond to it? And then you see people just like looking at your artwork and wondering how you did it, or your Joker print, and you're surrounded by some amazing talent. And it's just, you know, it's nice to be, you know, aiming with that group of people. Yeah, I love it.
Thanks for your time, Des.
Cool, thanks a lot, Gabe.
All right.
Yeah, I know, I just look very familiar.
Once again, I'd like to thank Dezi for being on the show. If you want to check out more of Cave Drawing Inc. stuff, you can check out the website, cavedrawingsinc.blogspot.com, or you can check out Dezi's own site, as you can see on the screen. Once again, this is Gabe coming from Stranger Dream Comics, reminding you, for all your comic book and your geekery, you can check us out at strangerdreamcomics.com for our weekly podcast, and have a good night.